Hello and welcome to the video. This is a quick video I'm actually making for a patron of mine, a patron called Alan. Alan, this one is for you, and it's specifically because Alan's struggling to get the sticks on his radio to move the corresponding servo on his model, and is making quite a few of the common mistakes that I see. So I thought, okay, let me make a video that I'm actually going to cover this specific topic in quite a bit of depth. However, what I would say is, if you are struggling with INAV, go through my INAV for beginners, the latest one that I've made as I'm recording this, and I'll actually put this video in that series, is INAV for Beginners 2026. I'll put a link down below. Go and check that out. It takes you through every single step that you need to go through, including things like radio and mixer setup in INAV in order to get to the end and for everything to be moving correctly. Now, I've made a few slides for this, Alan. So what we're going to do is talk about it. But what you need to have in your mind is the connection between the radio and the receiver and the INAV flight controller is separate and distinct from the connection from the INAV flight controller out through the mixer into the servos that actually move the control surfaces. They're two separate, distinct things, and you have to treat them as such. Once the radio setup is right, you never touch it again. You never use trims, you never reverse channels in the radio, and then all of the rest of the stuff is actually done in INAV. So let me jump onto the slides and let's talk a little bit about that. We'll talk about the radio connection to the INAV flight controller first. So I would always recommend set up your channel order in the mixer on your EdgeTX powered radio or whatever that you have to be one of the standard defaults that INAV will work with. The most common one, and the one that INAV will default to, is AETR, aileron, elevator, throttle and rudder, in that order. Typically you'll add a channel 5 for arming and a channel 6 for modes, maybe a channel 7 for buzzer, and maybe channel 8 for something like auto trim. But the main four have to be in one of these specific orders. It can be AETR, there's also another couple of others, but I would recommend when you're setting your radio up, set it up in this way. Check it in the mixer and check in your output screen on your radio that as you move the aileron on the radio, the first channel is the one that moves. As you move the elevator, the second channel, etc., etc. Do not do any mixing on the radio. Even if it's going to be a wing or something else, all of that mixing is done in INAV. Once you've got that done, then when you're setting up INAV, you need to match the channel order in the receiver tab, it's at the top here, to match what you've got on your radio. And again, the default in INAV is going to be aileron, elevator, throttle and rudder. And this means that the setup on your radio can be the same whether or not it's a conventional wing, whether it's got a V-tail, whether it's a twin engine, whether it's some kind of wing with elevons, whether you've got flaps, whether it's a car or boat or whatever. The setup on the radio is always the same, because this piece just makes sure that when you move the aileron, it's the aileron channel that appears here in INAV, and they have to match the order. If you have a different order on your radio, then if, throttle is the first channel, then when you move the throttle, INAV is going to think you're moving the aileron. So the first job is to make sure that both of these are the same. And you can check that by just going through the INAV for Beginner series and making sure that you're right. The big test, of course, is when you move the sticks on the radio to the top right-hand corner, all the values for each of these channels go to their maximum position. You never do any mixing on the radio, you never reverse any of the channels. This part is the basic fundamental building block that everything else is built on. And I see lots of problems with people not having the right channel order on both ends, so that INAV is confused about which control you're moving, but also what they're doing is playing with things like the mixing on the radio, because it's a wing, right? And they're putting INAV into a wing, then they're going to set up the wing mixes on here. You don't do that. You always have it aileron, elevator, throttle and rudder would be the way that I'd set it up. So what about the other side? We've set the radio up, so how do we get it so that it can support elevons and V-tails and all the kind of different things? Well, that happens in this screen in INAV. this is the mixer screen. And again, we cover it in quite a bit of detail in INAV for Beginners 2026. But when you choose the model type as you're installing INAV, INAV by default will set the mixer up to be the way that you need it. And that's typically going to be the motors on outputs 1 and 2, and then the other servos on outputs 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. So typically in the mixer tab, you're going to see something like this, where outputs 1 and 2 are going to be motors, although if you've only set it up for a single engine rather than something that has 2 motors, the first one's going to be your motor output, the second one is going to be blank, and then your ailerons, it'll typically give you 2, are going to be on outputs 3 and 4, elevator and rudder will then follow. And this is typically what it looks like in a standard mixer if you're setting it up for a traditional wing, like the Bixler setup that we did a while ago. In the Bixler setup, you can see that it's exactly what it looks like. And those outputs are going to be exactly where you plug in the servos and the ESC. So your ESC is going to plug into output 1, or there might actually be a very specific dedicated pad that goes onto. But crucially, PWM output 3 is going to be your first aileron, PWM output 4 is going to be the second, and then your elevator and rudder are going to follow. You need to make sure that the right servo is plugged into the right output, because then you also have the problem where if you plug your aileron servo into where the elevator is, as you move the elevator on your radio, INAV knows that that's right, it's going to output the right signal to the elevator output, but if you've plugged an aileron servo into that output, it's going to move the aileron. So you need to make sure that you are correctly plugging in the servos onto the outputs. I do have a video, I'll put a link down below, that shows how you can check. But this is a common mistake people make as well. If this side, the radio is all perfect, then if things aren't moving right this side, it's probably the servo is plugged into the wrong output. What about if you have something like the wing that I showed at the beginning? Well, typically what will happen then when you set it up as a wing and you tell INAV you want it as a wing as you install it, it's going to set it up like this. So typically, motor output will be on PWM output 1, and then 3 and 4 are going to be your elevons. And crucially, it's actually INAV that is mixing the elevator and aileron together inside the mixer that's going to give you these 2 outputs. And you can see those in this image in the top right hand corner. And again, you just have to make sure that you're plugging in the right side to the right PWM output. So hopefully that helps explain a little bit about this. The radio setup is always super simple. You never do any mixing, and you have to guarantee that the channel order on the radio and the channel order in the receiver page in INAV Configurator matches perfectly. If that isn't right, everything else is just building a castle on sand. Once that's right, then you can go through and make sure that all your servos are plugged into the right outputs, and then when they are, you'll be golden. Again, I would heartily recommend, please check out the INAV for Beginners 2026 series if you're playing with this. I go through every individual step in quite a bit of detail. Good luck with it. First setup with INAV can be a little bit confusing, but once you've done it once, it gets a lot easier. Thank you for watching my video. Check out the playlist, and adding Pedantry 60 to your search terms will help you find my content. If you haven't done so already, please hit the like and subscribe button. It helps a lot. You can support the time I spend here answering questions and helping others by using the links in the video description.